It was supposed to be the dawn of peace. After 20 long years of war, the United States was finally leaving Afghanistan. But when the last American plane lifted off from Kabul, it didn't just leave soldiers behind. It left a nation collapsing, a government fleeing, and a new regime rising from the ashes. This is the story of how America's longest war ended in just 11 days. It began on a September morning, 9/11. As smoke curled above New York, America vowed revenge. The Taliban had sheltered Osama bin Laden. Within weeks, U.S. forces stormed into Afghanistan. By 2002, the Taliban were crushed, their leaders in hiding. The world called it victory. But Afghanistan is a place where victory never lasts long. What followed wasn't peace. It was occupation, corruption, and confusion. Billions of dollars poured in, palaces were built, generals grew rich. But out in the villages, the Taliban were waiting. They watched, they planned, and they waited for one thing, for the day the Americans would leave. By 2020, America had spent over $2 trillion, money meant to rebuild a nation. Instead, it built ghost towns, ghost schools, and a ghost army. On paper, Afghanistan had 300,000 soldiers. In reality, many didn't exist. Their names were written just to collect salaries. Weapons were sold. Fuel was stolen. Morale gone. Afghan pilots refused to fly. Soldiers hadn't been paid in months. And the government in Kabul, they were too busy arguing about power to see the storm closing in. In February 2020, in a hotel room in Doha, Qatar, the unthinkable happened. The U.S., in the most powerful military in history, sat across the table from the Taliban. Donald Trump's government made a deal. America would leave. The Taliban would promise not to attack U.S. troops. And they'd talk peace with the Afghan government. It was meant to be diplomacy. But for the Taliban, it was victory. They didn't have to defeat America on the battlefield. America had already agreed to go. In April 2021, President Joe Biden announced,
"It's time to end America's longest war."
By summer, U.S. troops were leaving bases one after another. Helicopters lifted off from Bagram at midnight, without even telling Afghan commanders. And suddenly, the Afghan army realized they were on their own. Early August 2021, the Taliban launched a lightning offensive. City after city collapsed without a fight. Kunduz, Kandahar, Herat. In every province, commanders surrendered, soldiers ran, and the black and white flag of the Taliban rose again. By 15th of August, they were at the gates of Kabul. President Ashraf Ghani promised resistance in the morning. By evening, he had fled the country, reportedly with cars full of cash. When news spread that the president had escaped, Afghan soldiers put down their rifles. No orders, no hope, no government. The Taliban walked into Kabul without firing a single shot. At Kabul airport, chaos reigned. Tens of thousands of Afghans rushed the runway, desperate to escape. Mothers handed babies over barbed wire fences to soldiers. Some clung to aircraft wheels as they took off, and fell to their deaths. The world watched in horror. America's two-decade mission, collapsing live on camera. And when the last U.S. C-17 plane took off on August 2021, the war that began with helicopters landing, ended with helicopters leaving. When the dust settled, the Taliban had inherited a fortune, over $7 billion worth of U.S. military equipment. Humvees, helicopters, drones, night vision gear, thousands of rifles and machine guns. America said most were disabled, but many weren't. Soon, Taliban fighters were seen driving U.S. vehicles through Kabul streets, wearing American gear, carrying American weapons. It was the ultimate irony. A war meant to destroy the Taliban had ended up arming them. 2 decades, over 170,000 lives lost. Soldiers, civilians, journalists, and after all that blood, all that sacrifice, the Taliban were back, stronger than ever. Was it all in vain? Could it have ended differently, or was Afghanistan simply ungovernable from the start? A graveyard of empires where history always repeats itself. When America left Afghanistan, it left more than weapons or soldiers. It left behind broken promises, shattered hopes, and a reminder that in war, victory isn't about who leaves first, but who's still standing when the dust settles.